what's going on? Here we go. We're gonna go with a what sold video here. Welcome to the channel, Just in Time Flipping. And if this is your first time here, this is a eBay reselling channel. It was a flea market eBay reselling channel, but with all of everything that's going on, we're basically an eBay reselling channel. And yeah, let's just dive in real quick. We're going to get into some solds. I haven't done a video in a little while. I have been recording, but I just haven't uploaded really anything. So let's just dive into some solds. There's some good solds. I'm just going to run in the order of when they were sold and how they were sold. So this is going to be the end of April leaning into May and all the way up until now, because I haven't really been doing a sold video. I haven't really been showing anyone any of that stuff. I haven't been uploading anything. Been pretty low key. So let's go. First sold was this creepy crawly. It's a pool cleaning device. I got this at the auction. If you go back a couple videos, we did an auction haul, and this was on the side of the auction house. Nobody wanted it. It was the only thing left on the side of the auction house, and I was pretty much the last one to leave the auction because there was only like 10 people left in the room. We stayed to the end, and I picked it up off the side of the road. So there it is, sold. Good profit. Basically free. Buyer paid shipping. Hit them hard on the shipping. Good sale. Look out for stuff like that. It was a big bulky item. I put a rough quoted shipping on it, and it is what it is. Yeah, I start you off with this very weird item that I sold. So, all right, let's fire some out right here. Next one, we have this Arnold Rapido. It's like a part of a train set that did okay. We got this. Well, where I got that, I don't really remember. We have this Bachmann train set. I just made a lot. This was found in the Hoarder House, 410 Hoarder House. Ton of stuff in that house. This is a phase 2 quick change for a lathe. This changes your tool quicker. This has a lever where you just move the lever and it loosens, and you pull the lever and it tightens. So it's a very useful tool for the application. Good money on that. That came out of the Machinist Hall in 2019. I'm just not even going to get into how, some you just hit out of the park, and that was definitely one out of the park for sure. Yeah, let's just keep going. We had 4 patch lots. These are all the patch lots that sold through the 3 to 4 weeks. And yeah, patches. They keep selling. You do one a week. That's pretty good. We have this Pioneer CD player here. This came out of the Hoarder House too. There was a box like this big of all car audio CD players and tape decks. It's the first box I grabbed too at that sale. I filled the van, but that was the first box I grabbed, and pretty much that box did like, I don't know, close to like 600 or 700 so far. Pretty good on the car audio. Be on the lookout for it. That vintage car audio does really good. 80s, maybe some 90s era to all the way to the 20s do well. Yeah, just, I don't know, dive into some of it at the auction, buy some of it at the flea market, yard sales. If it looks, take a chance. I don't want to be like, if it looks like shit, buy it, but most of those look like shit, and they sold for, a couple sold for 100. So don't let that, blow by you at all. This right here is a Radioshack CB, untested. I got that from the last haul that I just uploaded. Nice little haul, little $40 grab and go, I guess you could say. Make a pile, grab and go. I did all right. That'll keep paying for a couple months. Next we got this Xbox. I'm kind of cheating. I do have a cheat sheet over here, so yeah, it is what it is. Next we have this Xbox. Straight out of the death pile. Listed it. Sold. I think I had 3 of them. I listed 3 of them. That one sold. I think I have one more, and one sold like instantly, like months ago. I listed that one, and I have this one. I have like another 3. I just haven't got around to listing them. But even just the console, people mod these, so even just the console can do well on these on the original Xboxes. So don't let those, go by for $5 or $10. I know if they're broken, you're like, but I mean, you can sell them broken for like 10 to 20. So you're not really like losing anything. You're just taking a chance. On the next, we get this chisel. It was out of the tool haul that I showed you guys. Good. Look out for your chisels. We get this Star Trek model kit. That was a good model kit. Basic sale. I never did a haul video for anything that came out of that house, which I have another sale coming through here, and I have a lot of paper. I bought a lot of paper, and honestly, I don't think I wanted to bore you guys with the haul video. But there was some good paper in there. There's some papers from Martin Luther King's death. There's war papers. There's papers from the blizzard of 78, I think it was. There's papers from a couple bombings. There's a plane jacker. There's all types of crazy papers, to be honest with you. So carrying on beyond those papers, we got this the horseshoes here, which good money on these horseshoes, and I don't think I paid much for these at all. And I think I got these out of the hoarder house. I'm just not really sure where I got these horseshoes, but I want to think I got them out of the hoarder house. And yeah, so this is a story to this story time. Story time. Story time. Story time. Alright, so here we go. The story goes, I packed them up very nicely. No jostling. I protected everything. I put them in a long priority and shipped them out. So I'm paying $20 for this to get shipped out. And he texts me, or through eBay, and says that he didn't receive them. Well, I go back and I check my tracking, and I'm like, the tracking number's good. So I talked to my postmaster. I'll try to make this quick. I talked to my postmaster, and he tries looking it up, and he says he can't find it either. So I go back and I look at my tracking again, and it was 1 digit wrong. So I fixed the tracking. I upload the tracking. Tracking doesn't upload, but it takes a couple hours for it to upload into it, I guess. It took a couple hours to upload. It uploads and it says delivered. And I say to the guy, I contact the guy, I'm like, hey, it's delivered. Why? What's the problem here? And he goes, oh, I don't know. I delivered it to my vacation house. I'm just going on the tracking, you know. And I'm like, oh, all right, you know. Well, yeah, it's delivered. So, um, let's get away from that. All right. So, I do have another one that the same thing did happen, and that one didn't really go. I mean, it could have went a little worse, and it could have went a little better. But moving on from the horseshoes, a B&S slide rule. So this is a slide rule. Good money on that slide rule too. This is a slide rule. So when you want to look for these slide rules, there's a groove. There's this groove right here. It's I don't know what you guys are going to be able to see out of that, but there's a groove, and it's flat on one side, and there's a groove on the other. This is more of a machinist ruler, and they call this a slide ruler because you put your attachments onto this, and it slides on this rail. So I'm just showing you this 2-footer that I got out of the 1100 purchase, and this probably does $50 just for this slide rule. So don't overlook your rulers. You want them straight, as this one's pretty darn straight. It has a little crook. It has a little crook right there, but it's pretty close. But anyway, yeah, slide rulers, in general, and digital caliper rulers. These are good to have in your store. Reason being, I guess, I would need a good item for measurement. But if I wanted to know the thickness of this, I can use this caliper and measure it. And it'll give me a digital readout on this digital. So rulers are awesome. I love rulers. Rulers are one of my favorite things. So I just want to pass that information to you guys, to not overlook your rulers and to know that they can, you know, help you for your measurements on your eBay and all different kinds of things. They really do help. Also, this caliper does inside, and it does outside. So if you wanted to measure inside like the diameter of inside a bowl or something, you can put that on the inside rather than using the ruler to figure it out if it's like oblong or oval or whatever. No, it's just an option. So anyway, carrying on, we got this number 5 Stanley. Always look up for your wood planers. Know the numbers. Just go on eBay, learn the numbers, and if you, or you can come here and learn some of the numbers too. But we have 3 of these wood drawing prints. These were out of the first tool buy that I bought off this guy off of Craigslist. Paid $4.80 for the tool. I showed you all these in a video, but they were $1 each, and they were averaging at about $15 to $19 each. So good woodworking, drawing plans. Do you hear that? All I know is I had it on video. Alright, anyway. We got this fly cutter bit. Machinist Tall 2019. That was definitely a good bit and a good sale. What was that? It's like $69.99 on that bit. I never just walk by the bits. I don't know how to explain it. It's just buy a bunch of them and then figure them out, and then you'll know. That's the best way to do it. So the Japanese planer that I showed you guys in another haul, the 410 haul. I was just trying to kind of do like a woodworking learning video, but great sale on the Japanese planer. I did not have it confirmed as a certain die master, but if I had it confirmed as a die master, that would have been worth more of $300, $350 and up, varying who made that planer, because I don't read Japanese. I just let it go for $175. So it was a good deal, and it was a good deal on my end. So this Fisher Price, we paid $1 in thrift store. This realistic car EQ. This was $1 or $2 out of the 410 Hoarder House. Again, in that big box of car audio. Final Fantasy game at a Dane's house. Good sale. Paid $1. Yeah, good sale. Those games were a good sale for sure. I don't wish I haggled too much. I did haggle when I bought all that stuff, and I didn't really have to. Where if I don't really have to, I don't really do it anymore, unless if I'm tight. If I'm tight, then I haggle, and if I'm whatever, then I don't haggle. It's no big deal. So I did haggle that day, and it is what it is. The seller knows that I'm a good buyer, which they're a friend of mine, and yeah, they watch my videos, so I don't see any harm in that. And half of the stuff comes from this guy anyway, you know. So he's making money, I'm making money. The family's moving their stuff out of the house. They're selling the house. Everyone's happy. It's all in a ebb and flow. Here's a Tesla Master micrometer, $42.99 on that. Good micro. I think that was actually for parts. The lock mechanism stopped working, and if it I actually tried taking that one apart and tried putting it back together, because that one is I think that one's like $120, maybe $140. So I really tried to take it apart and put it back together, and it had some kind of malfunction inside of it, and I couldn't get it out, whatever malfunctioned. And I had all the proper tools to take it apart too, but yeah, I couldn't fix it. Oh well. So whoever has it now probably fixed it. Pretty basic C3PO. I would not look to try to buy Star Wars figures. They're wicked saturated. They're slow movers, saturated. Unless if they're sealed minty condition, I wouldn't even touch them. It's my opinion. Got this 3M Scotch tape dispenser. That was a good sale. We got this out of the 480 tool buy. It was a good figure. Good figure. Good sale. I said figure because that's the next one. I'm kind of like cheating over here. So the next one's these D&D figures. $70 for the figures. Honestly, I spent $80 at this yard sale, and I friggin' cleaned this place out. It was all Dungeons and Dragons and D&D stuff and fantasy stuff. And so easily a couple thousand out of there. It's an old lady. I kind of felt bad. I should probably go back and give her like $100. But what can you do, you know? It's part of the business, right? You give back when you can, you know? Try to give deals at the flea market. And I like giving that personal deal. Just, you get to see a smile on someone's face, and that's when you give it back, you know? But not a lot of that going on right now. We got this Sony PSP out of the death pile. I think that was out of Dane's house. I just bought it and kept, you know, I buy stuff and I shove it in the death pile. It is what it is. It was basically anything that was electronic and small, I'd shove it in a box, and I've just been pulling some stuff slowly out of there, test it, set stuff aside, testing. I mean, I don't even want to show you what's going on in here. But next sale. I'm really glad that you guys are sticking through this too. If you made it this far, power to you. This is basically just some random stuff that you can look for, and it's all in time. I'm showing you the items so that you can see the shape and kind of see what it looks like. And if I have an extra one, I will bring it to the camera and show you physically. And yeah, just trying to, you know, help you along the way. Yeah. So here we go. 50 CNC countersink bits. Again, don't overlook your drill bits. $1 each, just about. I got $42 for 50 bits, so it's $1 each. They paid for the shipping. I mean, you know, you can pay $5 for $10 for a whole box full. You know, $20 for a box full. You're gonna do good. Trust me. As long as they're not looking like a typical drill bit, then you're gonna do good. So, flea market, best place to start. Buy a box full of stuff. I got these wall brackets. I've been randomly selling tons of these wall brackets. Not tons, well, all the ones that I have, which is kind of interesting. And everyone's buying these wall brackets. They're leaving positive feedback, so it's all around a great sale for me. Is these Chicago steak knives. Good sale. I'm going to go back to that item in a minute, but let me just check how much time we have in so far, because I have over another, there's another 30 to 40 items here, and I don't want to be overly redundant with these sales, because some of them are whatever and some of them are pretty good. So let's just check the time and see where we're at. Alright, I got a little cold. Let's do 5 more and then I'll make the rest on a part 2 continuation. So here we go. Let's see where we left off. Yeah, we left off radio. Okay, right here. This is a Radioshack uh, RC truck. It was brand new, just about. It was used a little bit, but it was just about brand new. It had no scuffs on it, no scratches, no scrapes. It's pretty darn clean, but it was used. I paid $40 for it at a thrift store. We listed it for about a year. It took about a year to sell that, but good profit for sure. I bought a battery for it, tested it, and played around with it. Had a little fun on the kitchen a little while, and yeah, good sale. Look up for that vintage RC stuff. Radioshack, Trexus, Nyko. There's a bunch more brands. People like to buy the electric motors a little bit more than the gas motors, but both do pretty good. Electric a little higher than the gas on resale value. All right, let's go to the next. This Crybaby Pedal. This was in the death pile. Had it in a video, and I was like, I might as well just test it. It's a easy test. Pretty much plugging a instrument into it and checking for wah and volume. Pretty easy. It's good to have, like, maybe the crappiest guitar you can afford, like a $10 guitar, anything that produces a sound through the string in the input jack, and a small amplifier, and you can test just about all, not all, but a good portion of electrical musical equipment for guitar, bass, keyboard, anything that uses a 1/4-inch plug. So try to set up your stuff where, like, that's your testing, all right? Because you're going to come across a lot of that through the year, and it's worth to have the parts to test it thoroughly. Or you can just bring it into a guitar store. That's what I do too, because right now I don't have a guitar, so I'll fill a box and I'll bring the whole box into a guitar store, obviously if there wasn't any COVID going on, and then I would test it in the guitar store and confirm my testing there. So you really don't need to own anything. But here's 2 keyboards. So we're doing about one every 2 weeks. Paid a dollar or two per keyboard. Good money in keyboards, old stock keyboards. We got this Game Boy. This one had some powering on problems, and I just made the price reflect that, and it still worked. Buyer was happy. They left positive feedback. Here's a guitar tuner. I just plugged the batteries in, and usually on most tuners they actually have a vocal mic where you can do a mic check for vocals on do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, di, si, do, something like that. And the tuner will tune your voice to know that you're in the correct pitch. So most tuners are equipped with that, so you don't really need any equipment to test a tuner, but good money on the tuner. I got that at the flea market for $1. We got this Stanley Frog part. Planer parts sell. I sold tons of them at the flea market, like boxes full for, hundreds. So, and I've sold parts for, 20, 30 just for parts. Even like a nut could be like $10. Or a bolt, anything. It's a real gray area on planers when it comes to parts. You can literally take them apart, part them out. So don't think that you just need the whole planer. It's nice to have it complete, but people buy parts too. There's a Shinto rasp file. I showed you that in the tool haul. Nice rasp file. All files can sell. That's a Japanese made, so obviously that's going to go a lot easier. And I'll get into this one. This will be the last one of the day. So, story time. Story time. Boom, 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 boom. Story time. Do-do-do. Story time. Alright, story time. See, here's a Panasonic with like the wood type. It's got transistors inside. So I shipped this out, and the buyer opened up a case on it. Technically, what I felt is they could have been trying to play a fast one on me, but I'm not too sure. And I'm not going to say yes or no to that, but so basically what happened is I uploaded the tracking number and one digit was wrong, and the buyer said, items didn't come. It ain't here. It's not at my house. I didn't get it. So I procrastinated it for about 3 or 4 days because I still had 6 days to, I don't know, he contacted me on like the 4th day where it should have already made it to him. And then he contacted me on like the 8th day again saying he ain't got it. So I waited till like the 9th day and I looked it up. I checked the tracking. I re-uploaded the tracking to the correct number, and it said it was delivered. So I messaged him back and I'm like, hey, shows it's delivered. And he goes, oh yeah. But it showed it was delivered on the 3rd day. Fucking, pardon my French. Sly. Try pulling a sly one. So make sure you upload your tracking numbers correctly. Once it gets to that 10th day and you didn't upload your tracking correctly, that's going to land you into some gray area trouble. So don't let anyone try to pull a sly one on you. That was a real fast one he almost tried, and I was just like, kind of like, really? Like, I mean, give me a break. It's only, what was it, $40? But you never know what happened. It could have been his vacation home. But alright, that's all we got right now. I do have another, a ton more. So I'm gonna make another video, part 2, and I hope you enjoyed those solds and come back for the second half. And I'm not gonna say anything's gonna happen because I'm one to disappoint and say I might do this or I might do that, and then not do any of it and just do something totally different. So come back and we'll go from there. Peace. Thanks for coming. Thanks for subbing. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. And later.